cybersecurity per se in current days have now shifted from asset-centric to data-centric. So earlier used to protect the server, used to protect the network, used to protect a particular device. Now you have to protect the data. And when we talk of data, it is like water inside the container. You can protect the container. How do you protect the water? Because water has its own way to flow here and there everywhere. And so data has its own way to flow everywhere where it is to be used. And now we have to protect it. So one of the major changes that I see in 301 is 3.0 is that the data-centric security has to move with the data. If the data is on a storage, it has to be on there. If it starts moving on the network, the same controls have to move along with the data on the network. And when it is being processed, the same controls have to be also with the data while it's actually being processed in memory or in any other device. So one major change I see, or one major requirement I see, is that the security is now data centric. Wherever the data is, if it is in USB or a desktop or a SanDisk or on cloud, the data has to be protected in the same manner. And that completely changes the way how the data security should be looked at. Because you can apply a defense in depth, you can apply a mesh security architecture, all those things on a heavy corporate network. How will you apply all those things on a USB on which the data is residing? How will you apply all these things on an endpoint of a user who is downloaded that data for doing some analytical processing? So from that point of view, the way how we look at security has to completely change. And that is what exactly the journey that 3.0 is moving towards. The second most important thing is that the whole thing has changed. You look at Mr. Prasad just mentioned about antivirus. You mentioned about antivirus. In those days, what was the objective of an antivirus? To delete your files, create a nuisance so that you are harassed. Now the antivirus has taken form of a ransomware. Ransomware has absolutely no interest in deleting your files. It wants to encrypt and hold you ransom. Today, if you look earlier, people or the hackers used to find it pleasure to bring down the systems. Now you see the hackers have no interest in bringing down your systems. They just want to be in your system and see what all they can collect from that system, which can be monetized in some other place. So the whole way how those people are thinking have changed, from deleting to encrypting and protecting your files, from bringing down the system to remaining dormant in the system, invisible, hidden, so that their whole objective is that the system should keep running. If it keeps running, more and more data will come in the system. If more and more data comes, then we have a gala time picking all that data. So the security mindset has to be changed. The culture has to change. People have to look at security from different point of view. And the 3.0 journey is about that. It is not just technology, it is not just architecture. I believe 3.0 also has an element of changing the thinking of the people. It has got an element of changing the culture of the organization when it comes to securing the information.